this is just the beginning of Sunday qualifiers. So everyone's kind of queued into the same pool, but as people start to push higher and higher in points, you'll see the lobbies get more and more difficult as we go
bottom of this build. Dynamite coming into play, recognizing, well, I've got to make something happen. Ooh, and there's a free limb on a Maximus. Now at 8 total points. Remember, top 25 is where placement points begin to come into play. Bugabot so darn close. Ooh, builds all the way into the zone, takes a couple ticks of damage, but nothing too bad, has a med kit. And I don't mind this at all right here, Lupo. I like the fact that he's going to wind up popping this med kit and, actually stops to go and fight someone nearby, because there's really not going to be another time to be able to pop this med kit when this all goes down. Bugabot hits the community rift and will begin to float towards this zone. So look at the rest of the carnage going down. We've reached our top 20.
12 builds there, floating in from above. Bugabot not sitting on a whole lot of small ammunition for that tactical AR. Baldy goes down to the Storm. Bucky picking up Saw on the feed. Another elimination there for Bucky. Fly on pass doesn't have an opportunity to compete for high ground. Going to land on the ultimate low down on the floor down here, trying to get as close to the edge of the front of the Storm as possible. You don't want to spend too much time trying to make your way in, especially with only 2 builds now. 1 brick, 1 metal. Gonna have to try and apply pressure, and there goes the rest of the materials. Bugabot now, fight for his life on the ground, drops in a player immediately next to him. 2 combat shotgun shots back to back there.
But that player also had no materials. Okay,
a little bit of wood.
Wood, there we go. That'll definitely help. Bugabot making the most of a bad situation with another elimination. Now into the top 10. And still, with 13 builds left, can try to make something happen. Here's a look from the top down of exactly where everyone stacks up. Frey on height, but Frey also very, very weak. Looking to get maybe some siphon coming up here. Bugabot pushes out, decides, nope, I can't pick up that rocket right now. I've got to focus on this enemy that's nearby. Back up to 26 builds now. Bugabot in the top 5. So max placement points earned outside of winning the darn game. So definitely a solid performance up to this point. Haz with 2 from up top. There's a challenge coming on, and that is Haz, who gets cut down by Bugabot. 1 versus 1, and Frey just fell to his death because he had like 45 HP.
Eliminated by fall damage there.
That's that.
Plummeting down, and kind of a anticlimactic win there. I mean, still, it's a victory royale. That's 10 points right there, plus the elimination, so you got to feel good, but didn't really have to compete for the last one outside of Haz falling in on top of his head there. Meanwhile, the next game over, 39 players remaining. We are in the southwest corner of the map. Gonna slide on in here. A fly in from the outside is Slacky Marevs. NA East, by the way, has just under 2 hours left to play. We're a little over a third of the way through their queue time. You have to get 10 games in. You can get 10 games in, I should say. A lot of players, even ones that make it to the top 10, top 5, even first place, don't often finish all their games. There's no need to if you're getting wins and high elimination counts every single time you play for placement, that kind of thing. So you do have an hour and 50 minutes left.
I think he's just staring at this guy just sitting in this box, wanting to just go for it. There it is. Oh!
The shot in the air?
No, tried to make it happen. Tried to make it happen, but unfortunately can't. But either way, Marevs had the right idea. If that player doesn't have a rift, obviously that's a different story. Looks like wants to keep the pressure going, and I don't mind this at all. You know how weak this person is.
Have to.
You have to go for this. Again, we talked so much about it. If you want to qualify for the Fortnite World Cup Finals, you will not get away with just placement points. You need eliminations if you're going to do it. He gets right inside the box, and that was exactly who tried to break on out, tried to escape, but unfortunately met their demise right there inside the 1x1.
Slacky actually tried to do one of the coolest little gimmicks you can do. If you are above an opponent that has a pyramid on top of the 1x1 that they're in, you stand in the corner of it, build 2 of your own walls against that corner, and then just pickaxe straight down, because your character, the character model, will drop in there and you'll phase through. If they instantly replace it, you'll phase through and fall into their box. You can keep the aggression going.
They call him Dr. Lupo for a reason right there.
Listen, I've watched enough. Let me just say this. I'll admit this openly. I have before, I'll say it again. I'm not the best player, Jack.
We know.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, there's a reason you're standing by my side right now, by the way. In comparison, we're trash. But we've watched enough and can understand the mechanics behind the game.
Absolutely.
That at this level, things like that, they stand out so much, and it's that kind of gameplay. there's a reason I'm hiding behind the desk, like I said.
Hey, man, it makes sense. It's great to, be here casting with you, and also full peace of mind knowing that I have more skill in me than both you and your Pro-Am partner, Jordan Fisher, have in your entire bodies combined.
Best Fortnite duo ever.com.
And myself and Brendan Urie, when we win next week, are going to sing and dance on stage. And then we're going to have $1 million go to our charity of choice. So. Tickets are actually available for the summer block party and the Pro-Am if you'd like to come take part and watch me take over. You can go to Fortnite Summer Block Party, Google, and find the link to it, because I don't know it off the top of my head. How about that for a plug?
A valid attempt there, but a little bit of a miss, just like most of your gameplay. Meanwhile, Tom, 72 hours here, 3 eliminations now. Pops the slurp to prevent anybody else at that point from using it, and picks up a mini. So I'm a little curious why he picked up 1 mini over keeping the slurp.
Sometimes in these late game moments, some panic can set in. You might not realize. You might not be able to get the chance. You might think, oh, that's 6 minis, right? And it's only 1. So right now, 72 hours, just trying to stay alive. Played out of his mind yesterday. A fantastic day, but as we know, Saturday doesn't always transfer over to Sunday. 72 hours spraying with this infantry rifle close range. Oh, doesn't get that a limb. Does stay in the zone, doesn't get that a limb either. There you go.
Found one.
Okay, they do drop, but he kind of tunnel vision here, Lupo. He kind of tunnel vision here,
Lupo. Way
Lupo.
outside, and the storm pushing his way in. Is he going to make it or not? We'll have to see. Just barely 10 HP remaining. The Shadow Bomb to continue pushing on through to the opposite side of the safe zone. Almost lost it there. 90 HP to the zone is not ideal. Wishes he had that slurp, I'm sure, at this point, hoping he can find some way to get this back. Frantically building his way to the top, trying to build up inside the safe zone, stay at the forefront of the storm. 12 players left. We're very close.
Yep.
Got to make it to the top 5 to pick up the last 2 points before the victory royale is the only way for placement to matter anymore. Player directly above him. J-Storm Painful looking down. Maybe an opportunity for Tom. He's going to see it. Releases the edit wall and builds forward. Doesn't want to engage just yet. A little bit of fall in there. No fall damage.
I thought that was going to be it right there.
Very close. 8 players left. J-Storm picking up another elim.
Oh.
Threats finds him inside a box. 72 hours goes down just outside the top 5.
And if your threats right there, it's an easy decision. You see someone inside trying to chug a big shield in time. You've got a heavy sniper. You know the player's got to be weak. That is a no-brainer type shot. Nicely recognized by threats. You see it on the left side of your screen. Actually does get eliminated right there. So did make it right on the edge of top 5. Not sure if they wound up earning those other placement points, and it looks like he'd wind up. He did. So we are now in our top 3, though. Top right of your screen, Rocardini. Bottom right, Beggs. And then you see on the low ground, Slacky Marevs too, who's very, very weak. The stink is brilliant from up top. Stinks this late in the game are just so deadly. Marev's gonna drop to that. He smelt it and dealt it. Another stink comes in. Beggs getting chunked by this now. Even more stink still in the inventory. Oh, this is just beautiful. Rocardini recognizing that it's best to hold on to those to the extreme late game, and now basically has a free win right in front of themselves with this one. Yeah, that doesn't get much easier. Well-placed stinks, and the patience to hold on to them, Dr. Lupo, pays off in dividends.
You see an opportunity late game like that, players fighting it out below you, no reason to not just drop that guy on in there and see if you can deal it while they're forced to smell it, Jack. You hate to see that. Eliminations like that, I mean, sorry, name on the screen threw me off for a second. See if you spot it at some point. 43 players left. Anyway, eliminations like that, you got to feel good about it too, because it's almost low effort, because you have players that you're not putting yourself in line of sight, just dropping the zone damage down below, letting them fight it out inside. NA East with 1 hour and 44 minutes left.
As you saw, one of the most incredible gamers out there, yogurt fart in this lobby.
I think we're 14, Jack. I think honestly, sometimes our maturity level shows.
Like for real. Like, can
Epic,
we just address this for a second?
From the bottom of my heart, Epic, please.
No, this is other. Epic,
I'm sorry.
This needs to be discussed. How do you decide your name's going to be Yogurt Fart? Like where does it come in? Don't you want to, like, everyone else out there is TTV, they want to get their clout up, and then it's like, hey, yeah, add my epic. My name's Yogurt Fart.
I think we've lost Jack, everybody. My deepest apologies. Fernando beaming Yeti out of the sky in the rotation in. Second elimination, 19 points total. Down below, Yogurt Fart still crawling around underneath. Jack trying his hardest to hold it together.
Yo play or Dannon?
Jack?
It's right now, Fernando is keeping the high ground at the moment. Trying to make sure no one can push towards this backside of the zone.
Production not helping with this joke at all in the slightest. Confirmed that it's Danimals in our ears. Jack's still trying his hardest to hold together.
We're good.
Sincerely, my deepest apologies.
DMO. I actually saw an interview and with DMO as.
Come on.
It's right now. Fortunately, he used that hashtag Fortnite World Cup and send us interesting names you've seen.
Yes, please.
That you've faced.
Got to get screenshots of them if possible. Got to have proof.
Got to have proof, please.
Screenshotter didn't happen.
Fernando still up top, just sitting pretty, and it doesn't get much easier than that. Garrido does get cut down. Fernando, launch pad, 4 shadow bombs. Realistically, weapon-wise, really hoping this legendary assault rifle can pull him through, because
listen,
only other thing he has is a common tactical shotgun.
I've said it before, Jack, I'll say it again. The Gray Tac is the best weapon in the game.
Okay.
Prove me wrong. You can't.
Okay. I'll let you say that.
It's never been proven.
That was Dr. Lupo who said it, Reddit, not me.
Smile.
Just to be clear.
You really gotta point those at me, Jack?
Point that finger.
Reddit, you look wonderful today. Please be gentle. Saw on the feed, picking up another elimination. So he got his bad, not necessarily the worst. Picking up an elim. We're down to the top 30. Fernando getting Sir Wings on rotation. So he got another elimination. 29 remaining this shadow bomb to push all the way forward. These players trying their hardest to earn a spot in those 6 positions for NA East.
Only 6 spots. Remember, of these 3,000 players, only 6 will make it. Fernando using that tactical shotgun does get 1. Is there a combat on the ground anywhere? Just an upgraded tac. I think that's what they'll have to settle with. Pressure now moving forward. You see Bugga on your screen. Ball giving Bugga a major praise the other day as Fernando fortunately keeps clipping the edge of that build. Not able to make it into zone without taking a couple ticks. Does have a campfire though, but it's a double-edged sword using a campfire this late in the game, Dr. Lupo. It's like a, hey, I'm weak, come attack.
This is the box to shoot at, please.
Yes.
I encourage it. But on top of that, you're also going to be missing HP, in this case shield as well. Pick up on the elim there, and the Storm's going to keep pushing Fernando.
Wow,
for a second.
gets both
Has the
popped.
time. No damage either from the Storm.
And that's great composure right there, because to be honest, I was thinking it wasn't going to happen. As Go CMO actually goes down in your engagement feed, we're in our top 7 right now. Opportunity to break on through. Bugga on your screen, KNG unknown, fighting for the high ground still. TSM Cloud in this game as well.
Kai on the ultimate high ground up above as the remainder of the lobby is forced into the same maybe 2 or 3 boxes vertically. The rift to go puts a player all the way up top, 2 players all the way up top. Bar getting beamed from underneath, just a little bit of damage, but enough to apply pressure and make him plummet to the ground. You'll see another rift, 3 players up. You hear the combat shotgun shot in midair. Somebody going for a big play if they can pull it off. Can't quite yet though. Bar landing. Gonna waterfall down and layer up. Basically 3 or 4 floors up off the ground. We're in the top 7.
It's a lot of mats to use right there.
We got 2 players left need to go down before those final placement points, and every point matters as we've talked about in these placements. With edit to check for a shot. Nope, looks down below, applying pressure with the grenades. Excellent grenade play there. Finds Cloud from TSM, hiding on the ultimate low ground. Picks up that elim, putting the top 4 now. Bar dropping down, applying pressure. Another grenade, very close, very risky, and shots from above. That might cost him. We'll see here.
All the
no
builds
builds left. The quick edit, the shot through finds Fernando. 1v1 situation, a top down, the combat shots from above. Kai picks up the last elimination from the ultimate high ground to the victory royale. Well played.
No builds or not, you are just never going to win a fight 1v1 with attack versus combat right there. Just not going to happen. It's just a better weapon in the hands of his opponent. The combat shotgun shows off just how darn good it is right there. As we head to our next game, Up top, you've got Class. You saw Chap flying by. Class, I believe the newest signing for 100 Thieves. Currently set on up on the ultimate high ground. There's the Q check again, an hour and 38 minutes left.
Class looking around from above. No reason to burn too many materials. Checking down from the top. Anybody on rotation? He's at the back of the storm, by the way. Kind of an interesting position, which means somewhere in that inventory, I bet you there's a rift to go or a launch pad.
Yes.
Not needing to move too early. I mean, he's got 5 seconds now. I'm going to start to make the move.
And
there's the launch pad.
Actually hit his head, but it seems like that was on purpose.
That was intentional.
Yeah.
The horizontal movement, if you bounce off one of those ramps 2 blocks up, you get shot out like a rocket, essentially, and you can fly across the map. Less chances for people to shoot you out of midair.
200 IQ play from Class right there. Currently set up. He's got the combat shotgun in hand. As we know, sometimes the inventory doesn't load for the players when we hop on into a new lobby. So Class definitely has more than just a rare assault rifle. Can promise you that. One player just above, looking to put some pressure on, and doesn't
a little bit of
much
pressure.
easier than that.
A little bit of pressure,
yeah,
just a little bit.
There they go.
Elimination in there. 39 players left. 3 elims right now for Class. Eclipse, his duo may potentially be in here. Those players qualified already. Chap, Macwood, Complexity.
In our top 10.
The box.
In our top 10 last time we checked the leaderboards.
Indeed.
And is in a great position to rack up points right here.
As with every grenade, when there's 1, there's 50. Finds the elim on the outside. There's 3 now, 30 points.
It's like chips. It's like potato chips. Like you can't
just eat one. You
can't just shoot one grenade.
Show me a person that's eaten 1 chip and then stopped. Yeah, right.
Look at the size of me. I haven't.
The legend has it you're still eating chips to this day. Sorry, Jack. Sorry to expose you.
No, you don't have to. I had some delicious ones earlier. Cheddar cheese, Pringle action.
Excellent.
Macwood spraying, frantically trying to find some sort of damage to put down range. Every point matters. Every elimination matters. A heavy snipe nearly exposes Macwood, but a quick reaction time does stop it. And actually surprised, Macwood is taking a ton of damage.
He could have, for a second, opted to take shots, but I feel like that player right there, literally the one he's jumping past right now, there were multiple that had line of sight on the box.
Great movement, though. Great movement.
Big jump.
Hitting that last ball, getting as far as possible. We'll have time to pop both of these minis, which I expect, only using 1, it appears. Wants to save as much of these as possible.
Kind of surprising because we're going into the late game here. He's
Fell.
way
There
above the damage threshold. Hey, look, 191 now, no big deal. Looking for shots on the follow-through. The second, maybe a back-to-back. Swap to the combat shotgun. Look at the right side here in just a second. Building up above and finds Das on the rotation up. 5 elims at 32 points. We're in the top 30. Another one of these opportunities. Macwood showing just how versatile those shadow bombs are climbing the mountain.
My goodness, this is a tough zone rotation. And it's going right back, actually. Looks like through where we just were. You see Tilt as well in this game. All the way on the high ground is Thunder. So they're beaming on down, back over to Class, who's currently set on up, kind of towards the higher point of this build. Has made it into the top 25, so more points will be earned.
Pushing on through to the next section here, just kind of tunneling forward. One of the most important skills for rotation.
Nick A30 was literally talking about it earlier, saying now before
huge.
Before he started to stream, he was in Playground. He was trying to get better at tunneling on uneven ground, like we need to go up or down or whatever.
It's important too to know when you need to cover all your angles, every side, or just one side or 2 sides, depending on how you're moving or where you're moving. If you're at the edge of the zone, you don't necessarily have to cover your back if you know that side's been empty for a while. Or if you're moving across the middle and you want to save materials, maybe a single floor and a ramp, turn rotated, or like you do a jump rotation and quickly place it to end up underneath so you don't use as many materials. By the way, catching a player, specs, immediately placing the launch and jumping off of it.
And what's big is, of everything that just dropped, the one thing Class is able to pick up is 280 brick.
Feels good.
Basically the best thing you could ask for.
Material's so important late game. We're in the top 15 now. Class looking at 20 points, looking for the 21st here in a second. Shot, going for the replace, gets the first layer, going for the replace, gets the second, doesn't quite get the second layer. A little bit of a mis-edit in there too, placing the triangle down. Tons of players up above, one landing directly above, immediately it does the edit to get it to fall through. The player drops down, gets a 124 on the combat, and it's Thunder who goes down, pays the price for the second shot. Very, very good mechanic skill there from Class. A lot of practice goes into moves like that.
Yep, as you hear the rift go off, someone will be contesting for height. Senkaros did just go down. It's Percently who's all the way up top, and Class catches him off guard.
Oh.
Percently went to look up at the Rifter, and Class just jumped behind. And that is a game-changing moment, Dr. Lupo, as Class not only eliminates Percently, but refocuses his attention onto the player. Rifting high ground is now his, and he's up to his highest amount of material so far in this late game.
Pressure applied on Eclipse, who's basically in the second level there. You've got Lazar and Fox down to the bottom. Shots coming out from Class, moving forward in the stink a little bit on the backside, but no big deal. Eclipse stuck inside a stink of his own. Lazar and Fox in the ultimate low, fighting it out while still getting shot at from above. 3 builds in Fox's inventory, and Class is sitting on 63. Very important to note that, because that means Class could waterfall down and apply pressure at any time. He also has a chance to wall off and heal off from above, and Fox is going to have to take shots. Eclipse goes down. Fox is basically nothing left. Class, a little bit of fall damage. There we go. The builds leading into the campfires for the HP. Fox sliding it on the hill, stuck outside the storm. Class doesn't have to push, but he doesn't know that. Wait for the last second. Shot from above and finds the victory royale. 8 eliminations.
That was not pretty.
18 points.
That was not pretty right there, but that's where we have it. A good victory royale for 100 Thieves. Class, 8 eliminations, the win, 18-point game. Zeke and Sundown with our updates.
Thank you guys so much, man. Do I love Fortnite? The answer is yes, of course. Who doesn't? Now, guys, of course, we're here in NA East. Excuse me, I almost said West. I don't know why I did that. NA East here, knee-deep in the game. Sundown, we've seen some incredible games so far. Let's take a moment here, slow things down, meet up with Sundown. We'll take a look at some of the awesome clips he's got. We'll take a look at the updated standings, and then go from there.
Right, so first we're going to hop on board here with Bugabot. A great individual effort from him on the low ground here. Note, right before that Elam, he had 0 builds, now up to 20. But one thing I want you to keep an eye on is his mentality to shoot first in these situations. It might be because he's lower on the builds, but note how he's looking to walk out and take fights. He's not looking to build himself back out. He wants his shots first, which ends up being huge if you're in a position where you can aggress, picking up Has right there and then able to run it out and get the victory route, just outlasting from 0 builds to a VR. Well done from Bugabot. Now, the Titan of the East, we've talked about it. Players who haven't qualified, 72 hours Tom is on that, and just watch this little bit of a tricksy rotation here. Ends up directly in this player box on the backside of a Mike, can go back to lobby. Boxes himself up, puts the trap down. Nice little defense there. Now, rather unfortunate here that he didn't end up with 2 Elams, but the tag and the baller does still pick up Testy, so well done there from 72 hours. We've seen a lot of Fernando as well. Now watch him go to work. That was his first Elam, but look at what he gets from all of that. Gets high ground control, the legendary AR, and zone priority position. Because he's on this side and players are forced to rotate into him, he's going to be able to use the rifle. Saw him pick up 1 there, picks another player off of the jump pad. That feels awful if you're Oscarito, and we've seen him have an affinity a number of times for getting picked up off of those jump pads. So maybe grab a shadow bomb or a ball or rotate along the ground as Fernando keeps putting in work there, getting the storm tick over onto Sir Wings. And look, that's the one thing that we stress about these players. It's the action after their immediate action. You don't slow down. You can't stop right after you pick something else up, because somebody else is there. Picks up the Elam onto Quasi, boxes himself up, and then pushes forward. And he's been doing this entire run while he's being contested. It's not like he's avoiding these fights. He's going and he's looking for them, but he's prepared to take them with that shoot first mentality. Very well done from Fernando there. But let's check out those standings right now. The previous qualifier on top, Misfits Clicks. Let's look at the spread. 40 points down to 30, so just 10 points separating first and 10th, and 6 spots up for grabs. Zeke's with Clicks already having qualified, it would drop down to the 7th spot, and all of these guys are right on top of each other.
Yeah, I mean, you look at like someone like Smacked and Fernando, they have the 3 games played, and they're at the 30 points. Someone like Clicks, who's at the top, has 5 with 40 points. So they have like more room to work with, more throwaway games, I guess, but the point spread is still pretty tight. Don't forget, top 6 will be moving on to finals, so there's still plenty of time. I still feel like this is anyone's game. It just takes one incredible standout game to just rock it up on the leaderboard, you know?
It's absolutely anybody's game. We talk about kind of a reasonable pop-off. A 5 Elam victory route is 15 points, or 8 Elams, and in the top 5 is 15 points. Any of those is a realistic final game, and we're right around that halfway mark. hands with less than 15 points separating the top 10. Anybody will be able to jump up on the page, and that's what Fortnite is all about.
Well, let's not hold off any longer, Fortnite fam. Let's just get right back into the action. So for now, let's send it back over to Courage and Dr. Lupo for more Fortnite.
Ooh, the standings are getting juicy. Some would call them soggy as we move into our next game here.
Speaking of soggy, Jack, on your screen, Liquid Vivid.
And Loot Lake.
A player that's already qualified.
Yes.
Qualified week 1. You gotta love that. An opportunity, though, for Vivid to practice his mechanics, keep his game stepped up to the top. Hopefully push up and maybe pick up, you gotta remember, a little bit of prize money, too, on the line here. Plus, it's doubled. $2 million for the entire weekend is insane.
Absolutely wild.
Gives me chills, Jack.
$2 million every week for these last couple weeks is nuts. That's like, you've been around in competitive gaming for a long time. That is like entire life cycles of games
Yeah.
Prize money. And now it's these 2 weeks. Don't even get me started on the Fortnite World Cup Finals. That is going to be the spectacle to watch this summer. You will want to be tuned in for that. Later on this summer, in the end of July, you see Hogman continuing to pop up in the elimination feed. Vivid throwing these grenades, and on these awkward to build surfaces, like in the water, it is so tough to dodge them, and you see right there how it winds up working out.
Yeah, here at Loot Lake, multiple players trying to make their way in. 38 left. Vivid starting to tunnel forward, shots from the backside. He's going to wait last second. It looked like he was waiting for one more shot from that opponent's AR before he took the combat shotty shot. Couldn't quite get it. For a read here, going to take ownership of the wall, sees the baller through, and going to apply pressure, taking shots there. It actually is Hogman with the baller inside that brick box in the bottom, Loon up top. Premium moving forward up above too, the next level up. Shots underneath the corner edit there. Vivid's going to have to replace the wall with a new one. Maybe a chance to pop that full shield if he decides it's the right call, which at this point it might be unless someone nearby is very, very weak. Vivid going to go for the full shield. At this point, waiting. You have 18 seconds until the circle starts to close, which means you don't have to move just yet if you're trying to wait, especially if you have a rift in your inventory, a launch pad, anything like that. You can take a second and take shots before movement's required. I believe that's exactly what's going on here. Yep. Vivid's going to rotate on through. Look from underneath, and there is a pyramid separating them now. No chance here. You hear the shadow bomb go off. Vivid might try and track this one down. 54 on the shield on rotation. No chance just yet. A player directly above. He's going to build up and try and match height. Shot from the backside. 32-21. Shield still on that player, and another one rotates in front. It's Navy Rob who goes down to a quick combat shotgun shot.
I actually can't believe Vivid's not being sprayed at more.
Barely even challenged.
Yeah.
Player down to his bottom right. Loot Lake keeping people on their toes. Player right inside finds Loon in the box. Follow up the back-to-back.
Vivid.
2 shots. Hogman goes down. A very, very competitive player. That's a big elimination. Less of a challenge now to reach that #1 spot this game. Vivid moving forward. Another wounded player on the outside, and the baller flies past. Vivid building up 18 points, 4 elims, and 66 builds. Ammunition not too bad. Loadout not too bad. A player directly underneath. Vivid still making moves non-stop. This is why he qualified week 1. You're looking for a player to watch. This is definitely one high on the list, Jack.
Yeah, he is someone that I think a lot of people always expected to do well and qualify, but the surprising thing for others is that he's the only one of the Liquid boys who has, right? And Vivid has been a absolute beast in solos for as long as he's competed in Fortnite.
Oh, yeah.
And right now showing what he can do here. Down to 19 health, though. It looks like the end might be near.
You look back at previous skirmish events, he was routinely taking home first place, second place, third place, repeat.
Oh, there he goes.
Untamed, catch him on the outside, goes down, 70 players left. Couldn't quite squeak out the top 15 for placement points. If you remember, it's top 25 for 3, top 50. 2 more to 7, and the Victory Royale is 10. Reminding everybody, if you're just tuning in, there's your scoring setup. Clicks finding another element. You have to remember, too, Clicks right now at the top of the board. Finds Surge Kurt on the outside, rotating forward with the shadow bombs. What a versatile item right now for movement. One of the best in the game. If you're looking for a chance to stay safe, I say pick up a shadow bomb or 2 and make those rotations at the right time.
Yeah, and right now, Clicks. No!
Gets himself.
Boogie bombs himself with this one.
Not a huge deal if that player gets picked by somebody on the move.
Thankfully, no one else came down and got involved.
They're sitting in a bush, back in the baller. No chance there. Kind of just a fresh reset for everybody involved in that one. Click's taking a shot from the back. 60 shield gone now. He's going to try and climb the hill. This could be big if he can hold on to this for the entire time while this storm's still circling. Bouncing off all these surfaces, lands all the way up top. He's in a box with another player. It's Nut. Goes down in the box. Blue walling off. Clicks now down to 10 shield. 10 players left. Building up. The assault for high ground, so important right now. One launch pad is heard. Clicks takes a chance to pop a mini. Keep building that tarp forward. May have to reconnect here in a second, depending on how much pressure he feels like he's going to get. Players dropping in. It's funny, even a 9 damage combat shotgun shot is enough to force a player to drop in there. Underkill goes down.
It's because you know there's more shots coming in.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, wait, if he's already hitting me now, just wait until I'm lower like this. It could be even worse. Clicks still with 100 builds, showing off why he is one of the most consistent solo players in the NA East region. The boogie comes in, doesn't actually connect with anybody, but this is as textbook as it can get. You're just keeping the high ground, making sure that if you get dropped down, you won't take any fall damage, let everyone else get scrappy and fight. You just get your placement points, get your last couple of limbs, and you're good. At this point, this is Clicks playing this like he's at the World Cup finals.
100%.
Just practicing. The more the merrier. Keeping the height, not doing anything crazy.
Plenty of build left. Still sitting on 60 plus. Let the other two fight it out.
They're
maybe
fighting.
Take a shot. Premium. The last one on the low ground. 1v1 Clicks. Just going to knock the floor out. Taking shots from above. Quick little corner edit and reset. Look at the speed of that. Look at the speed of that. He's double layering brick, puts the floor down, just the one surface, edits the corner, takes a shot, resets, and builds the pyramid.
That was...
We'll just let Premium
take
out.
That was scary easy for Clicks. I mean, scary easy.
You want to know why he's the top, Jack? That's why he's the top right now.
That's it right there. I mean, we've seen other players in a position like that where they've let it get close. Clicks knew exactly how to play that through and through. Barely took a lick of damage and wins the game. Another victory royale there. Someone on your screen, you see TSM Vinny, a name that in previous skirmish times popped off. Has pretty much, for me at least, had a pretty quiet Fortnite World Cup so far.
Gone quiet through the World Cup thus far. I'd love to see a big game from Vinny. His duo Zexro as well, another one that's been kind of low-key so far. A lot of players, though, rotating through here. We're at the 50-50 circle in 12 seconds. That means anybody left in Neo Tilted is going to have to make a move, and you've got people like Vinny boxed up, a good chance to take third-party shots. I am curious why he just took a great tack shot through a window at probably 100 meters. Not sure. not sure.
Which weapon you have right there.
don't think that was the desired play. No. A little bit of stumble.
Vinny trying to set up for this drop that's coming on in and decides to actually look up and begin to shoot it. Remember, the health of the drop actually depends on the mode you're in. So in solos, it's only got 250 HP. So that's not too bad of a thing to have to shoot on down. And, well, even if he doesn't get the crate,
feels like he got a crate.
Feels like he did. The legendary combat shotgun. What an upgrade there from the common tack.
Caught that player in the rotation in. Is actually still going to get the box. Looks like unchallenged. Big bucks, no whammies.
My
Finds
goodness.
A legendary AR, a big upgrade across the board there, and he's got a full shield in the box as well. Got to hold on to the minis and the slurp. Probably the best call right now since it's most likely only one full. See here in a second. Quick little reset on the wall. He's looking for anybody that might be peeking, anybody that might be making a move, chances to take a shot, and he does have a backup in terms of shield in there. Cowboy, the top right corner of your screen as well. Vinny, the stinks, still getting ticks, sees the player potentially rotating out. Can he track that? Doesn't
he's just,
quite see it.
He's just getting rid of him.
I think he's just chucking them away.
He's throwing them away so he can pick back up either the minis or the mini or the full.
Yep.
And looks like we'll decide to go for 5 minis in the slurp, which I think is the right play.
Yep.
Makes sense there. Get some damage down. If there's somehow a storm surge that comes in, that might be the difference between being above or below. I like the play. Say I like the play.
If it's going to happen for Storm Surge, it'll be at the end of this circle.
Mm-hmm.
You actually see that this is interesting because the way that we're watching these games, that marker right there, whichever person we pulled this from, that's them marking the edge of the next circle.
Yes.
That's actually a pretty interesting tip for anybody that's watching from home if you're trying to elevate your play. A lot of positioning knowledge will come from knowing when or when not you need to continue rotating in.
Yeah.
If you use the mini map to mark, just put the little marker down, the closest portion of the next safe zone. You know when you've made it in without having to check the mini map to see if you're past it or not. It's very, very, very important to know when you're safe and when you aren't.
Absolutely, in duos especially. Your duo's still alive, you're dead. You got to do things like that. Help, give them the best chance possible. Nico hits the ceiling above and actually drops a player right into his box. So basically gets a free elimination right there as the player was not expecting it. And with that, we'll actually move into our top 25. 3 more placement points earned. Shadow Bomb being used, and the quick movement up this slight little hill begins as you see 72 hours on your screen, alive right now inside of a baller. He was in our top 10 earlier on, now no longer the case the last time we got a leaderboards update.
Blue T in here as well. We're going to jump in with Nico live. 4 eliminations, 137 builds, a really good loadout, and Loom not doing too well on the bottom there. There was an RPG, doesn't opt to pick it up. Could have potentially swapped out the AR or the TAC AR for that. Doesn't do so though, no big deal. 19 points now, catches a player inside the same box, maybe 1 box over at this point with rotation. Moving forward, no time to waste here. You don't want to be stuck at the edge of the safe zone as a baller actually swings through and opens everything up. Nico forced to rebox very quickly, burning through the materials down to 32 metal. Keo from Cloud9, the very bottom of your screen.
Look at 72 hours on height right
Liquid, 72 hours, top of the screen there. Cole as well. Blue T, Jojo.
Cole's breaking him out. Cole's doing everything he can to break him out. And 72 hours having to deal with that. He just wants to begin to fire down on everyone, but can't get a chance right now. Here's Kaizui. Again, one of the younger players on 100 Thieves. 78 total health, but a ton of ammo, so get some health back and maybe some mats. He's definitely can spray for days.
Kaizui, player rotating behind through the storm for just a second. 1 drops in, the heavy snipe does apply pressure. Kaizui goes down, it's Blue T from above. Oh my gosh, it looks like they traded inside the box, the trap and the shot. A quick swap there, both players going down at the same time. Meanwhile, all the way in the ultimate high ground for just a second there, we're in the top 15, but 72 hours from Team Liquid still in it. Blasian goes down. Jojo still in this as well, 10-bit just inside with a barely alive baller as Nico, the forefront of the storm. He's got a baller in the box immediately next to. Wouldn't be surprised if there was pressure.
Give me a, yeah, I can tell. Whoa, all pulled into the rift, 3 of them.
3 players all the way in the sky, 9 remaining.
And they'll gladly float this one out. Look at all the destruction going on down low.
Just wait it out.
There goes 72 hours. Did get dropped on down.
It's like it went out 8th. Doesn't quite get the 7 points for a top 5. Shatang gonna drop past Deity with the ultimate high ground. Keo in the mid tarp. Pyrovoil flying all the way past. Got players still stuck in the bottom. Jojo, the ultimate low ground. Shatang finds Keo inside a box. Nico and Deity fighting for the ultimate high ground. Ranch forced down a little bit too. We're in the top 5. Placement points going out for everybody. 7 now.
Nico's so high up there right now.
In the sky.
The question is, does Nico have anything to wind up dropping down with? From our perspective, from what we can tell a spectator, no, but
that middle
with it going up the hill, should now be all right. But look at how weak all these players are down low. The storm doing so much damage, and Nico more than happy to just keep building on up, keep playing this distance. Shatang gets 2, so winds up getting a lot of HP, but spraying, and it's all for naught. Nico just sits up there and basically idly wins that game. Pretty easy. When you got the high ground like that, building in brick, there's no chance of him getting shot down at all. And what I'm loving to see here, Ben, is this players doing a good job of calculating when they're on height, if they need to challenge or not. That's like 2 or 3 games in a row now where the person on height has just sat up there, let the storm do its job, as long as you tag them once.
In the last 60 seconds,
last 60 seconds.
Crazy.
Get a little tag on them, and then let the ultimate enemy, the zone, do its job for you. 1 hour and 15 minutes left in the queues until NA East solo qualifiers for the Fortnite World Cup Finals are over.
You're trying to get your 10 matches in. Now's the time to do it. 44 players left. Speaking of those 10 matches in this match, back they are. The blue combat shotgun, minis, shadow bombs, sitting on the edge of the zone. John, no need to apply too much pressure. Doesn't have to move. Just kind of wait it out. Take third-party shots. Get those quick window edit resets and hold this one, watching through on that ramp, using the little holes in the brick structure underneath of his opponent. Gonna start making a move here. Goes for the window replace. It's the wall replace. It's not even challenged. Here we go. This player might not have audio. Yeah. I'm not sure what's happening.
Yeah, that's just, again, when you're not just like in a 1-by-1, when there's more behind you, sometimes it catch you off guard. As that's what happens right there. FaZe dubs actually in this lobby, and
Didn't you say
said FaZe
You
Dubs
go on
is-
records as saying FaZe Dubs is the best solo player in the world.
as of right now.
Interesting.
With the technically with the placings we've got, there has been no person more consistent currently. What's he had, like first, third, sixth, second, or something?
No person more consistent. Okay, I have to ask. Have you not been watching